I'm Elisa. Welcome to my second ever knitting video. This is the end of July 2024 and I'm recording this downstairs, so if you've watched my first video you will see a different location. The day is very hot, so I cannot be in my upstairs working room. I am downstairs where it's a little cooler. It doesn't change anything. I will follow the same structure as the first video, presenting you some finished objects, some works in progress and some future projects for next month, so you know what to look forward to for the end of August already. I like to plan ahead. The first thing I'm going to show you is this one I'm wearing. You might recognize it from the first video when it wasn't finished yet, but I still showed you because I'm quite proud of it. It's my own creation, my own design, and it's knitted in this yarn that I'm bringing closer to the camera to let you see the beautiful specks of black and white that dot this gray. The yarn is this one. The name is Kinu and Ito is the yarn producer. It's a Japanese brand. It's 100% silk and it has 425 meters in 50 grams. That means that this top I'm wearing weighs literally 100 grams. So it's perfect for a hot day. It's also the fabric I wanted and I got is very airy and gauzy. Yeah, that means that it's super light on the skin and it's super nice to wear. Honestly, I am wearing this today for the first time for the video, but I think I will wear it all the time from now on because it's really it's really fantastic. I am so happy with how it looks. I will show you in a minute standing up so you can see it better, but really also very happy with yeah, with the feel of it. It's knitted on 3mm needles, and it has a lot of stitches, so it was a lot of knitting, but now that I'm wearing it I think it's completely worth it. Totally worth it. It's really nice. One of the best things I made, I think. Yeah, I'm so enthusiastic today about it. But yes, okay, last month it didn't even have a name because it was still in progress. This month it does. We called it Nina. Me and my friend Nina, who is helping me to to fine-tune the pattern. She's knitting another sample in her own size. So hi Nina, I know you're watching. She chose a really nice coppery color. So Kinu comes in a range of fantastic colors, literally for all tastes. Also, I think some very bright colors as well, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out. So yeah, Nina is going to be the name of the pattern. I don't have any plans for the release yet. I think it's going to be a pattern for 2025. So I'm not really thinking about that yet. I'm only enjoying wearing it for now. What I wanted for this top was very simple lines and a very elegant, timeless style. I think I got this thanks to the boat neckline. It is a modified boat neck because sometimes I find boat necks come up too high on my neck and then I don't like to wear them. So there are some short rows to lower the front. And once you've cast on, the garment grows from the shoulders. It's a saddle shoulder construction, so you increase on either side of the shoulder seam that you can see here, and you carry on until you get the desired width here. This allowed me to also get this mock sleeve look, it's not a proper sleeve, but it still looks like a sleeve because of this, because saddle shoulder has a natural way to slope down. You see that this point is lower than this point. It happens because of the construction itself, of the way the piece grows. So it's flattering, I think. It sits nicely on the shoulders as well. And then what I did here is to decrease some stitches under the armhole to emphasize this mock shoulder look. Other design elements that I think speak of simplicity and elegance are the rolled hems at the neck and here, and also at the bottom. You will see better when I stand up. And this reverse stockinette section that is also here under the armpit, just to make it a little more varied and also a little more fun to knit. But still, it's nothing complicated and nothing too advanced, nothing too fancy. I already said I think that the fabric is an excellent drape, so it really is a piece that I am happy with. I'm going to show you standing up so you can see the drape and the general fit. And here I am back on the sofa, ready to show you my second finished object this month that I also showed in its in-progress phase during last month's video. It's the Peacock jumper by Lene, Holme, Samsoe. I'm really sorry about the pronunciation, which is probably completely wrong, but everything's going to be written down, so if you need to check things out, you can find them there. This was a very rewarding knit, very satisfying. A slightly different experience because I worked it on 4.5 millimeter needles, so this was like really thin and you know, it's a very fine thread. You can see it here. It's really thin, and this one is a rather coarse cotton by Rico Design. This is it. And I used around 800 meters of this. I originally wanted to make a t-shirt with this cotton I had in my stash. I had swatched already, so I knew how many stitches I got. And when I saw the Peacock tee in another video, by a fellow Italian knitter. Her name is Francesca and her channel is an Italian knitter. I really fell in love with the yoke lace. I really liked this pattern, and I decided that I wanted to use this cotton for the Peacock tee. So I went on the designer's website to buy the pattern, and I found out that the gauge was wrong. But luckily for me, she has a whole family of these peacock designs, and one of them, the peacock jumper, had exactly the same gauge that I was getting for this yarn. So I decided to buy the jumper pattern and to give it short sleeves. Then I realized that it was a really heavy garment, so maybe a little too heavy for a t-shirt, and also that I had enough yarn to make the sleeves as well. And so I said, why not? This meant that it was a bit of a rush to finish it, to have it ready for this video, because because I had to knit 2 whole sleeves, really. I knitted size S, which is the second side, and has a bust circumference of 100 centimeters, which is perfect for my bust plus little ease. I didn't measured the length really. I knew how long I wanted it, and once you've completed the yoke, it's just plain stockinette until you reach the length you want. So yeah, that's easy peasy. The sleeves I knitted according to pattern, so they were the perfect length for my arm. I was lucky there. What else? I'm looking at my note. I have my computer here. Yeah, I modified the neck because the original pattern called for a folded neck, which is not my favorite thing anyway. I have a couple of jumpers with folded necks, but only when the yarn is very thin and soft like mohair. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, I think they become too thick, and I don't like the look of them. So this was also a very thick yarn. I didn't think it would be a good idea. So I started thinking I would make a tubular cast on, which is always my favorite cast on for ribbing, and this is a ribbed neck. Except I couldn't get it right with this yarn. I don't know why the stitch didn't sit in the right way. It didn't look good. So I decided to go for an alternating cable cast on that looks reasonably good. I'm not sure if it's visible, but yeah, take my word for it. It was good enough for the neck. Then when I got to the bottom hem, I tried again. I tried an Italian bind off, which is again my favorite. It matches the tubular cast on at the neck, right? So I thought I would just go for it. And of course, it's a long hem to bind off. And you have a very long piece of yarn to drag through. And this yarn, what it does, I don't know how to say it in English, but it coils, it spirals, and in the end, as you pull it, it knots up. So it was an absolute nightmare. And I also think this somehow meant that, again, my stitches don't sit properly on top of the line here. So yeah, some of these stitches are pretty ugly. I don't think the camera can show it really, but I will try. See? Then towards the end of the hem, when the piece of yarn I was pulling through was shorter, and so it coiled less, then it's a lot better. You can see it on the sleeves. On the sleeves, it looks okay. It looks okay here. But yeah, I think it's really, yeah, I made a wrong choice. I should have decided to just go for another cast off, for another bind off. Maybe it would have been better. However, it's one of those things that you have to accept sometimes. I also have some slightly more irregular stitches here. I knitted the sleeves with a double magic loop, so it's a bit, you know, fiddly, and sometimes where the fabric bends, the stitches are not perfect, but you have to live with it, right? Not everything can be perfect. Another thing I wanted to say, yes, I made another little modification. This is a combined yoke, right? So it starts as a round yoke where the increases are integrated in the lace pattern, but then it ends with this little raglan piece, which gets you to the depth that you want for your armhole. And I also put in a couple more rounds, yeah, to make it more comfy under my armholes. Otherwise it would have been really a bit too tight, maybe. Yeah, maybe it wasn't completely necessary, but yeah, I'm happy I did it because it's very soft and comfy to wear, and it's just the right shape. I will quickly put it on so you can see. Yeah, so here it is. As you can see, it's roomy enough, and at the same time it falls quite nicely, front and back. Okay, I went back to my t-shirt because because the jumper it's 100% cotton, but it's still heavy for a hot day like today. And these were my two finished objects for this month. In terms of works in progress, I have, of course, my Aneta vest. It's my own pattern. In the previous video, I showed you a finished sample and a little bit of this. It was literally until here probably, so just the neck really. This is again a saddle shoulder. The other one is blue. This is in this more neutral color. It has this lace pattern on the sleeves that goes down along the armhole as well, and then joins again here under the armpit. I'm going to show you this at the end of August when it will be finished. I'm pretty sure it will be finished. It has to be finished because the end of August is the deadline for the test knitting. So it's not fair to ask my testers to finish something by the end of August and then not finish it myself. So I will make sure that it's finished. The other thing that I have going on is a pair of socks. Last month I presented the yarn that I had just bought, saying that this would be a travel project for August, and it will be. I will bring it with me in my traveling. But at the beginning of July, my husband and I decided to go on a hiking trip for 3 days. And we went in the train, so I had some knitting time and I needed something portable and relatively easy to make. So I decided to start the socks. This is the first leg, the first sock and the first leg. It's almost complete. I still have, I think, 5 or 6 rows of this. I really like it. It's a very simple pattern to memorize, but it's nice to make. It has all these eyelets that make it fun, and I also quite like the feel of the fabric. It's my first time working with cotton sock yarn. I've so far only made woolen socks, like most of us, I think. I assume. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know. But yeah, it feels somehow more logical to make woolen socks for the winter. So this is cotton, and I can't wait to wear them to see what the feeling is on my foot. I will put the details of the yarn below because I forgot to bring downstairs the label, so I don't know anymore. But you can also look in the notes of the previous podcast. It's everything's there, and then you will see it finished at the end of August. Another thing that I will bring with me on my trip next week is something that I haven't cast on yet, but I'm talking about it because I don't have this month any new acquisitions to show you apart from these 2 needles. They are Knit Pro and they are 375 millimeter needles, because I will need them for this little project with leftovers. I love to work with leftovers. I love to work with yarn from my stash. There's a kind of pleasure in that, I think, knowing that you're putting all that yarn to good use. And this is Cool Wool by Lana Grossa. It's a colorway that is discontinued. It's a very old yarn that I used at some point for an aborted project. But I used part of the leftovers for a pattern that I have published on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern, so check it out if you want a little hat pattern. It's a very simple and easy reversible hat. I called it Viola, like my daughter, because I needed it for her. she likes purple, and this has a kind of purple, and it goes towards gray. So I used 2 strands. I used 3 strands of this for the hat, but I will use 2 for this project. And yeah, it blends in a very fun way. I think I really like to see the marling, you know. So yeah, I think I will like the end result, because I also really like this gray and lavender. Yeah, it's lavender. It's not purple. It's a kind of dark lavender color. This is going to be a bandana. I think I said it in my previous video as well. I'm going to knit it and wear it for a knitting event in October. It's like the statement piece for that event, and it's a simple triangular small shawl, so that's why it's a bandana. But I have more yarn than the pattern calls for, so I think I will just keep going and have a slightly bigger piece that I hope will wrap around my neck at least twice. It's garter stitch with eyelets, so very wearable, very simple, very pretty. Another event that I will attend in September, and I will put the link and the details in the description, is also in Italy. Yeah, the one in October is in Florence, Firenze. This one is in Bologna. Bologna is a very pretty medieval town, so if you happen to be there the 3rd weekend in September, make sure you check out their website. I will also teach a workshop there. If you want to join me, I will not share too much, so you have to go check out their website. Now, this is almost it. Let me look at my notes. Yes, I think I talked about everything. The one thing that I want to say, looking at my future projects for August, so the socks, the bandana, and of course my Aneta vest, is something about what knitting does for me. Hear me out. I think some of you, or most of you even, will relate when you hear this. And if you can't relate to this, maybe there's some food for thought there. Let's say that I have the socks that have a little lace in them. They're also knitted cuff down, which is not my favorite way to knit socks. I almost always knit toe up. And the pattern also instructs for a toe that I don't usually do. I don't usually do my the toe of my socks like that. So I will learn something new there. This is to say, it's even if it's only socks, it's a slightly challenging pattern for me, and a pattern that still requires attention. Then I have a garter stitch bandana, a small piece that I can knit in the car during conversations, because I will be traveling with other people, so there will be a lot of time, you know, to be in the company of other people. It's a no-brainer, so it will be the piece I go to when I just want to not have to think about anything. And then I have my own pattern that has a little lace in it, but it's not that challenging because I have it memorized. I made like 3 samples of this, so I really have it memorized, and otherwise the body is all stockinette. So it's a comfy project to go to, and being my own pattern, it also gives me a feeling of proud accomplishment that other people's patterns normally don't give me. This is to say that yeah, I also look forward to to publishing this pattern. So there's an added feeling of, you know, expectation, and know that you are really working for something. And this is to say that we don't always pick up our knitting for the same reason or reasons, right? Sometimes we need different things from our knitting. So if you maybe instinctively cast on different things, it's good to be aware of why you're casting on that specific thing at a specific time. What feelings does it give you? Why are you drawn to that specific pattern and not something else, right? If you are aware of these things, you will also know what to choose when you are in a particular state of mind, or what to avoid. Imagine that you're knitting something very complicated and ambitious, but you had a long day and you're already slightly irritated and you've really had enough of everything, and you pick up your knitting thinking it will relax me, and then it only results in more frustration. So in a case like that, it's better to just go for an easy peasy thing, right? So the motion of the hands will help you calm, and it will be like a soothing activity and not reinforcing the feeling of stress. Being mindful of your mental state and of what knitting does for you will help you reap maximum benefits from your knitting activity. Or at least that's what I think. I'm really curious to know what you think about it. If you have opinions on this, and if you ever noticed this as well. So what does knitting do for you? And on this note, I will end today's video. If you're still looking forward to your holidays and summer traveling and summer relaxation like me, I wish you a great time, and I will see you back here at the end of August. Bye.